Any given Thursday, rolling along, Harrison Graham and Chase Sr. with you. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers here, and man, another meltdown on Wednesday night, led by, guess who, Russell Westbrook, as LeBron James missed another game. He had a quadruple-double, Chase, but typically you don't want that because rarely is it 4 good categories, because 10 of those, yeah, they were turnovers.
For Russell Westbrook, it was the peak Russell Westbrook experience in his return to OKC. The points were there. The rebounds were there. He was dishing out the basketball, but also he was turning the basketball over 10 times, and that just is not a winning formula. Now, this was without LeBron James, who missed his 2nd consecutive game with that ankle injury that is not expected to be a long-term injury. But Russell Westbrook, going back to OKC, was emotional. He was trying a little bit too hard, and you could tell and see that play its way out on the basketball court. He wants to win so bad that sometimes he tries too hard, and he just pushes the pedal to the metal, and that leads to a reckless style of basketball. I was sitting and standing right in this position when the Lakers made that trade for Russell Westbrook earlier on in the offseason. Harrison Graham was right there to my right, and we had said, be warned that Russell Westbrook, while being a great and breathtaking player, a future Hall of Famer who no doubt has put up monster numbers throughout his entire career and has been one of the best playmakers that we've ever seen, is also a very, very frustrating player to watch because of what you saw last night. Did we really think that Russell Westbrook would change? This is Russ. This is the Russell Westbrook that we've been seeing over the last several years. That's why KD didn't want to play with him, and he bolted for Golden State. That's why James Harden no longer wanted to play with him. That's why Bradley Beal probably told the organization, I don't think this is a winning formula for deep postseason success if it's myself and Russell Westbrook. While he's very entertaining, he's also very, very frustrating.
Look, at the end of the day, and we'll ask you guys this question, are you concerned with where Westbrook is at this point? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Do you Laker fans have concerns with how Westbrook fits here? End of the day, Chase, you're not on 4 teams in 4 years by accident. You're just not. Especially a guy who's considered a star. Why does he keep getting moved? Well, because you can't win with him. That's what it comes down to. Let us know. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Are you concerned with Westbrook in LA?
Even with the Lakers struggling to start the season, they are still atop the NBA betting odds to win the NBA championship. So if you don't like what you're seeing from the Lakers, you can fade the Lakers, which means you bet against them to win the NBA title. All thanks to our sportsbook partner, BetUS. If you go to chatsports.com/Lakers, enter the promo code Lakers125. We cooked up a custom link for Laker Nation. You get a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 into your account. Using that link in that promo code, you get an additional $125 back.
At the end of the day, and I'll build off what you said, Chase, Russell Westbrook is not a winning player.
It's a great way to put it.
He's just not. Is he fun to watch? If the All-Star game is on, am I tuning in? If he ever does a dunk competition, I'm in, because the guy is a freak of nature. He can jump 50 inches. He's explosive. He's exciting, but you can't win with him. You just can't. And just a few nights ago, we saw him play awesome, and you're like, man, this is the Russell Westbrook that the Lakers wanted to get. 2 nights later, he goes up against the worst team in the NBA. What does he do? 20 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists. That's good. 10 turnovers?
That's bad.
10 against the freaking Thunder? The Thunder aren't even trying to win. They're trying to play their 20-year-olds. I mean, it's an embarrassment when Kenrich Williams, shout out TCU, my boy, is getting in your grill at the end of the game after Baisley throws down that dunk, is saying, what'd he do, because Westbrook has a meltdown and gets ejected. That's embarrassing. It's like, dude, how are you letting Kenrich Williams get up in your grill? Well, because you put up a pathetic performance like this. You melt down in front of the fans that used to love you, and they booed him off the court, by the way. How far has this guy fallen where Thunder fans are booing him out of the arena?
Yeah.
It's just, I know we want this to work in LA, and I know you Laker fans are like, man, LeBron can rein him in, and I know it's early.
He's not going to change.
But he's
far into his
never
career.
going to change.
Yeah.
This is who he is. It's like you said, it's year what, 12, 13?
He's been in the league a long
How many
time.
guys change who they are this late into their career. Some guys can, like a Derrick Rose was able to, but that's because he had to because of injuries.
Evolve. Russell Westbrook is not adapted and evolved.
Yeah, he's like where's the cowherd analogy? You got to evolve and be innovative as a company. He's MySpace.
Yes.
It was great 10 years ago, but there's a reason it sold 8 years ago.
Can't
because
shoot. He's turning the basketball over an average of 6 times per game, and I understand the Lakers' logic and thinking when they approach this trade, and they're like, and we're about to get to Buddy Hield too, and whether or not that was a mistake not trading for him. But the Lakers' thought process was, okay, LeBron is about to turn 37 years old in December. Anthony Davis has been brittle. For the Laker truthers who go against me on that, that's just a fact, right? And we need Russell Westbrook, who's always available, who always seems to be healthy, to play all the time while those guys either miss games by design or because of injuries. But this is not a winning formula. And when it comes time for the playoffs, do you want Russell Westbrook on the floor late in games if he continues to turn the basketball over like this? No, not at all. We're going to continue to talk about all the latest Lakers news and rumors right here on the Lakers Report. Make sure you subscribe. We just surpassed 39,000 subscribers as one of the largest Lakers news and rumors channels on YouTube. So if you like this coverage, hit that red subscribe button down below. Let's talk a little Buddy Hield now, Harrison.
And that's what's so frustrating because you're a week, 2 weeks into the season now, and you're thinking, man, why did they trade for Russ? Well, they didn't have to because they reportedly, and we broke this down on, was it draft lottery night?
Yes.
When this trade went down for Russ, they also had a Buddy Hield trade on the table, but they opted for Russell Westbrook instead. And my God, early on in the season, that's looking rough for 2 reasons, Chase. 1, Westbrook is not a good fit in LA or anywhere, if we're being honest. And 2, Buddy Hield is back to being flame-throwing Buddy. He has been lights out for Sacramento early on. It's just brutal when you think about it. You could have saved half your money. Russ is $42 million a year. Buddy Hield's about $20 million. And you could have got a player who fit better. It just is not good when you think about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the live chat as we record this on any given Thursday, live on Thursday. We go live every single Thursday. Gibran is saying these talking points are a little predictable, an angle worth exploring, adjusting rotation so that LBJ and Russell Westbrook are leading different units. And I understand your talking points here, but this has been Russell Westbrook's story his entire career. He has always been a frustrating player, a maddening player who doesn't have a great feel for the game, who you don't want on the floor late in games because he's reckless with the basketball, whether he's trying to pass it or trying to get to the cup. So I do think the Lakers should have traded for Buddy Hield. I said this at the time. Now it's becoming more true now as we're a few games into the season and the Russell Westbrook experience isn't working.
Look at that.
And you know who probably
shooting.
wishes that he was on the Lakers right now? It's Buddy Hield, because he's coming off the bench for the Sacramento Kings, yet in 4 games, he's been a flamethrower off that bench unit for Sacramento and Coach Luke Walton, who the Lakers know well. 18 points per game. He's shooting 44% from three-point range. You know what the Lakers don't have a lot of, Harrison? It's shooters and floor spacers, and Russell Westbrook is not solving that problem anytime soon.
Buddy Hield's fit would have been so much better than what Russell Westbrook's fit is, because when Russ, LeBron, and AD all played together, they all sort of can shoot, although Russ can't really at all. LeBron and AD can stretch the floor, but that's not their strength. That's not what they want to do. LeBron doesn't want to be jacking up 8 threes a game. I'm trying to envision LeBron and AD running pick and roll, pick and pop, and then Hield's just waiting on the weak side, ready to catch and shoot. You don't think that would have worked beautifully? Because I do. Instead, you got a guy who just clogs up the paint because people don't respect him as a shooter in Russell Westbrook. And now you're seeing the results. You're seeing the results of Russ turning it over all the time. Buddy Hield knows exactly who he is. He's a catch and shoot guy. Russell Westbrook, he's never known who he is. That's the biggest problem with him. He can't stay out of his own way, whereas Hield is like, yeah, I'm cool being the number 3 or 4 guy. I'll just shoot 10 threes a game. I'll make 4 of them, and let's go get this money. Like, that's what Buddy Hield would have done for you. But instead, you got Russell Westbrook, and you're paying the price early on in the season. So I think it's pretty clear. I've given my thoughts. Chase has given his thoughts.
Yep.
Who's the better fit? Who would have been the better fit? Type R-dub for Russell Westbrook. Type BH for Buddy Hield. You save money. You get a better fit. It's Buddy Hield, man. They should have traded for him. BH for Buddy Hield. And, yeah, he could have been a piece for the future. It's not even just a current play. Absolutely brutal. RW for Westbrook or type BH for Buddy Hield. All right, so obviously, it's been a tough show for you Lakers fans. We're not trying to just beat down this team. Good news is, Chase, very manageable schedule coming up. Hopefully LeBron gets back and they can win some games here.
And if he doesn't come back, you can afford to not have him in the lineup because a lot of these games are winnable, right? You should beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. You should defeat the Houston Rockets on that back-to-back on that home-and-home. November 4th against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's get back at them to get some revenge, right? And then you're on the road against the Portland Trailblazers. A lot of these games coming in your home territory as well. Got to reel off some wins here. Now, I'm of the belief that it doesn't really matter which seed the Lakers get in the Western Conference playoffs as long as LeBron and AD are healthy, but it is a very competitive conference, so you need to start piling up some wins here.
Yeah, I mean, just for continuity, you got to win some games, and you need LeBron to get healthy because if you're stuck with Russ, which you probably are, you got to get him and LeBron playing together, and you got to be able to see how this duo, or trio, I should say, with AD can maximize. I don't think it's a good fit. I don't know how much better it can get, but you got to try and see if this trio can get healthy together and make it work, because early on, whether injuries or not, it just isn't looking that good. So hopefully LeBron gets back and this team can start winning some games.